A very good morning to our respected dignitaries on the dais, resource persons for the seminar, friends from Puvulagin Nanbargal, the vice principals of Stella Maris College, heads of department, faculty and students. I deem it an honor to introduce our chief guest for the day, Padma Shri Krishnamal Jagannathan, the 88-year-old energetic woman freedom fighter. Inspired and working alongside great leaders such as Gandhi and Martin Luther King, social justice was her mission in life. A graduate of the pre-independent era, she worked under Vinoba Bhave and headed the Bhudan movement in Tamil Nadu along with her husband, Mr. Sankaralingam Jagannathan. She founded LAFTI, Land for Tillers is Freedom, in 1981 for the welfare of the farmers and has helped more than 10,000 families own an acre of land and have their own house to reside in. She challenged powerful people to see poor families leave their tents and thatched roofs and to move to a decent house. She has been working on this issue for many decades and scores of families have benefited. Though she has been working for the upliftment of the poor and building houses for them, she still lives in the LAFTI office and never dreamt of having a house of her own. Mrs. Krishnamal has struggled to protect the coastal ecosystem against prawn farms and to establish non-exploitative, eco-friendly communities in the coastal areas of Tamil Nadu. She has helped establish more than 7 non-governmental institutions for the poor. Besides this, Mrs. Krishnamal Jagannathan has also played an active role in wider public life. She has been a Senate member of the Gandhigram Trust and University and of Madurai University. She has also been a member of a number of local and state social welfare committees and a member of the National Committee on Education, the Land Reform Committee and the Planning Committee. Their commitment to Gandhian values has won Amma, as she was fondly called, and her husband many prestigious awards. The Swami Pranavananda Peace Award in 1987, the Jamnalal Bajaj Award 1988 and Padma Shri in 1989. In 1996, the couple received the Bhagavan Mahavir Award for propagating non-violence. In 1999, Mrs. Krishnamal was awarded a Summit Foundation Award in Switzerland and in 2008 an Opus Prize by the University of Seattle, USA. The Jagannathans received the Right to Livelihood Award for 2008 in recognition of their outstanding vision and work for the planet and the people. For 2 long lifetimes of work dedicated to realizing in practice the Gandhian vision of social justice and sustainable human development, for which they have been referred to in this award as India's soul. Can we have a round of applause, please? A role model for women and known for her humility, she has always said that the biggest award for her is the smile of a woman who works hard to build her own house. We are indeed happy to have you once again in our midst, Amma. We do remember that you came and you were with us for a Human Rights Day, and we were so happy to have you then, and we are really happy that you have taken the time to be with us again today. Padma Shri Krishnamal Jagannathan.
அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி நினைந்து நினைந்து உணர்ந்து உணர்ந்து நெகிழ்ந்து நெகிழ்ந்து ஊற்றலும் கண்ணீரதனால் உடம்பு நனைந்து நனைந்து அருளமுதே நன்னிதியே ஞான நடத்தரசே என் உரிமை நாயகனை என்று வனைந்து வனைந்து வாழ்த்துதுமின் வம்மின் உலகீர் மரணமிலா பெருவாழ்வில் வாழ்ந்திடலாம் கண்டீர் புனைந்துரையேன் பொய் புகழேன் சத்தியம் சொல்கின்றேன் பொற்சபையில் சிற்சபையில் புகும் தருணம் இதுவே அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி. My dear sisters and my dear daughters, today is a very important day for us. Mother's Day, Women's Day and Daughter's Day. It is a great opportunity for me to come and meet you all. I always enjoy to talk to the girls, talk to them, to all of it. It is I feel that I am sitting in a pond of lotus and you are the lights. So my habit is, before my sleep in the night, I used to think of all the things what I have done the whole day. And I will remember you all like everybody is a light. Then for some time I will think of you as light, and then after 10 minutes or 15 minutes I will get the sleep. This is my habit. So the light has a message and a real meaning in my life. So our great saints, rishis, pointed out, women are great. The greatness of woman, you should be worshipped and respected. That's why in India we are celebrating for 10 days Shakti Puja, Puja holidays in October, all over India, because of her divine virtues of compassion, love and compassion, tolerance and endurance, and her sacrifice. Our mothers always ready to sacrifice for the family. So I used to feel that women, mothers, their role in the family, in the society, they are the divine beings. That's what I used to feel. I have learned many things from my own mother. She is just a ordinary labor. But what she was doing, early in the morning when she was sleeping, she used to keep a mirror under the pillow. Then closing her eyes, she will take the mirror and look at her face and keep it there and rush outside. Then I used to follow her. Then she will go and see the bright morning light in the sky. She will repeat all the names of God and do உக்கி போட்டுடு. Now I used to stand beside her. She will ask me, you go and sleep. No, but I will be there. Then at the end she will say, நீ பாரு அந்த ஜோதி இருக்கே அது உன்னுடைய உள்ளத்தில் இருக்கு. சாமி கடவுள், அதான் கடவுள், அவர் உள்ளத்திலே தான் இருக்கார். அந்த லைட் உங்ககிட்டே தான் இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லும். அது then she will come and start her work. So I learned there is a light within us. That's what our great rishis and saints wanted to see. They used to say, you cannot live by bread alone. But we are spending our whole life in earning something for our bread. But when I was studying in St. Christopher's in Veperi, doing my BT college, university course, I wrote the exam, but I didn't want to go out of the college. I felt it is very secure to stay there. Just I went and asked the warden, Amma, I wanted to have just 15 days to stay with you. I wanted to find out what is my purpose of my living. That is the question is going on in my mind. Then how can I waste my time? I used to go and sit with the cooks, helping them, talking with them to learn how they are spending their life. And then I want, like that, I had an opportunity. At that time, I received an order from the government. I was chosen as inspector of schools. That, yes, I have to go and work somewhere and take money. What to do with that money? What is the purpose? That is my enquiry, searching. What is my purpose? God has given me the life. And that I started to read about Bharati. So Bharati used to say, Tedi choru nedam tindru pala sinnanchiru kadaigal பேசி வாடி துன்பமிக உழன்று பிறர் வாட பல செயல்கள் செய்து கூடி கிளப்பருவம் எய்து கொடும் கூற்று கிரை என பின்மாயும் பல வேடிக்கை மனிதரை போல நான் வீழ்வேன் என்று நினைத்தாயோ நின்னை சில வரங்கள் கேட்பேன் அவை நேரே நின்றனக்கு தருவாய் என்று முன்னை தீயவினை பயன்கள் என்று மூளாதளித்திடுதல் வேண்டும் நின்னை சில வரங்கள் தேர்ப்பேன் வல்லமை தாராயோ இந்த மாநிலம் பயனுற வாழ்வதற்கு சொல்லடி சிவசக்தி சுடர் மிகும் அறிவுடன் என்னை படைத்தாய் அறிவும் ஆற்றலும் சக்தியும் கொடுத்த பராசக்தியே பாரதி பெண்ணுடைய, because of her unique virtues of divinity, he started to worship woman as a Parasakti. Sakti, she is the power. So I appeal to all that you are the creator of your own destiny. This is the message I want to tell you. You plan, and in the plan, is it possible? Is it possible? That question is always, yes, certainly it is possible. But you must have something with you. அதான் சொல்றாரு. You cannot live by bread alone. You need spiritual food, awakening. I infill with you the necessary spiritual food. Where is that spiritual food? Can we purchase in the shop? Nothing. But Christ was telling, go in and search for it. Buddha went to the forest, renounced the royal palace, went to the forest, lived there for 40 years, searching spiritual food, and got it. Christ was crucified, that the divine being was crucified. Gandhi was killed, murdered, and Vinoba Bhave started to walk from village to village, not 1 day or 2 days. He walked 14 years. So when I was praying, God, I must have a purposeful life. God has given me the opportunity to go to Vinoba Bhave. I walked with him in UP and Bihar. Early in the morning, 2:30 he will sit. He used very beautiful voice for him. He used to sing all the Vedas. And then, finally, 3:45 he used to sing Arutpanjodi. In that, very appealing. தாயாகி தந்தையுமாய் தாங்குகின்ற தெய்வம், தன்னை நிகரில்லாத தனித்தலைமை தெய்வம், வாயார வாழ்த்துகின்றோர் மனத்தமர்ந்த தெய்வம், மலரடியன் சென்னிமிசை வைத்த வெறும் தெய்வம். மலரடி, அவனுடைய மலரடியை பற்றி பாடுறதுக்கு மகாராஷ்டிரத்தில் பிறந்த ஒரு மகான் பாடுறாரு, அந்த இடத்துல என்னை கொண்டு விட்டார். அந்த ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி நம்ம என்ன தேடுறோமா தானே கிடைக்கும். எனக்கு ஒரு நல்ல வாழ்க்கைன்னு வேணும்னு நினச்சிக்கிட்டே இருக்கேன். அந்த சமயத்தில் ஒரு ஆர்டர் வருது, இன்ஸ்பெக்டர் ஸ்கூலுக்கு போகணுன்னு. அங்கே போய் 2 எழுத வேண்டியதான் காகிதத்தை பேப்பரை எழுதிட்டு காசை வாங்கிட்டு என்ன செய்யுது. எங்கள் அம்மா கோட்டில் அப்படி குத்துறாங்க, நீ எப்படா வேலை செஞ்சு காசு கொண்டு வருவேன்னு நினைக்கும் போது நீ என்ன இப்படி போகிறேன்னு. எனக்கு அது இல்லையே. தட்ஸ் வை we are the creator of our own destiny. அப்புறம் அங்கே போனால் அந்த மகான் இதை பாடுறாரு. அதிலிருந்து நான் ஆரம்பித்தேன். அதுலேயும் ஓடிக்கிட்டே இருந்தேன். எந்த ஊரில் இருக்கேன், எங்கே போனேன், எங்கே படுத்தேன், யார்கிட்ட சாப்பிட்டேன், எந்த இடத்துல தூங்குனேன் அப்படின்னு நினைவே இல்லை. ஓடிக்கிட்டே இருக்கும்போது கடைசியில் பட் வாட் இஸ் த பர்பஸ் ஆஃப் மை லைஃப், வெதர் ஐ எம் லிவிங் ஆர் டெட், that is going on in my mind. The search is going on. Then God has given me another opportunity. My prayer was answered in the form of a divine call in Keelavandmani in 1968 on Christmas Day. So I am very much attached to Christ. Such a He is only love only, nothing but love. So that day, very bright moonlight is sitting outside alone. The peace of Prince born, but the whole humanity is sleeping. These things are going on in my mind till morning 4:30. Then I went, I want to sleep little bit. Then I came out. I came to know, read about the Kuriel massacre of 44 women in just morning. The woman started to go and approach the landlord for little increment in the wage. The next day, nothing but ashes. So it is happening there, horrible incident is taking place. No sleep for me. I am meditating on God and Christ, sitting outside in the open light, moonlight. Then I went and phoned to Kundrapudi Adigalar. He agreed to come with me. Then my husband was in Tirunelveli. I phoned to him, he came. All of us went there, reached there 4:30. There, the whole place is only ashes. Then I saw a coconut tree. One woman has just thrown the baby outside, but the cruel-hearted man took that baby, kept it on the tree and cut down. Fresh blood on it. So that turned my life for a, that is the turning point in my life. This is my mission in that area. But everywhere, dark and despair. The whole police are ready to take me and put me in jail. And the whole landlords against me, and especially the political parties, they are always driving me out of that place. You go away, we know how to deal with it. Why are you here? But this hard life went on for 3 years. But what I have, I don't depend upon anything, money or any security, any home, nothing at all. But only I used to feel I am not alone. He is with me. He is with me as a divine light. He is giving me all the ideas. Now let him come and finish it. But my work is, I start it early in the morning 4:30 and finish it by 6 o'clock. I am left it to him, whatever comes. That's what I used to do. This is my life. Then I wanted to translate that I had a faith in all my beliefs. But how to translate it? I must take it to the down and prepare the woman for it. Bonded laborers. Early in the morning they will go to the landlord's house. I don't have any place to sleep. I used to sleep with them in the hut. But while we are sleeping, she will go. Then I will ask, ஏமா இந்த குழந்தைகளெல்லாம் விட்டுட்டு எங்கே போனீங்க காலையில் எழுந்திருச்சு? ஆண்ட வீட்டுக்கு போனேன்னு சொல்லி. She is proud of this. She will go to serve with the people. Then I started to take the children to the shade of the tree, started schooling them. For 3 years, nobody will come near me or talk with me. Then I started schooling the children, and then slowly women started to come to me. Then I used to tell them, yes, you are working as slaves because you are working in the paddy fields, so you are dirty. But you must think, you have got unique virtues, working hard and feeding the whole society. And there is a divine light within you. Whether they understand it or not, I don't know. But I used to say, there is light in you. That's why in everything we are having the light. So you go and bring a small light, let us keep it in front of the landlord's house and pray. They are very much interested in taking the small lamp, and we sit in every landlord's place and start. We will say Mahatma Gandhi ki jai and Arparum Jyoti Taniperum Karunai. That Karuna is in every human heart, Karunai. Even in that landlord's mind, there is Karuna. So when we are having these prayer regularly in that area, a tremendous change. The landlords started to come and meet me, and the result, thousands of women have become the owners of land. Don't you think it is a miraculous achievement? Just I went round them. Now there is an issue is burning always in my heart. I have given them something to eat, but they don't have the place to sit and eat because the nature is very unkind to them. Every now and then, natural calamities, cyclone, heavy rain, and tsunami. In tsunami, thousands of children died. In that place I want to see, at least in one place I have done my duty. This something for livelihood, land, and then a comfortable house. This is what I am doing it. But that is spiritual food I am getting. I am enjoying it. This body is only a cover, but there is a tremendous power inside. Wherever I go, I enjoy it. And lastly, in that area, one Venugopal Naidu wrote me a letter. I want to see you very urgently within 3 days. I went there. You have suffered a lot here. I want to give you an award. He gave me a big house, his own house, ancient house, and that big garden and everything. Now in that place, one friend has built a hostel, 42 children are studying. So suppose I go and work in a school and get money and all these things. This is just an ordinary life. But how I am very, very thankful to God for this life. I am able to do something concretely. What is something? Now the landowners cannot command the woman to come to their house. The bonded labor system has gone. And another thing, they won't allow the children to go to the school. You want to send your children to school and our children has to take the cattle to the cattle ground. No, don't sell the children to school. But I have changed it. In that area I have started 4 hostels for the children. They are coming up very well. Like that, with a little plan in my life, with a little prayer in my life, with a little hard work, I am able to create something, empower the woman. With these things, I want to conclude my.
We will now have the book release titled Idindakarai Siraipara Poratam, authored by Ms. Sundari. I will request Ms. Revati to first introduce the book to us.
Experiences in the Kudangulam struggle, and she was arrested along with many people were arrested in many stages of the Kudangulam struggle. I hope you all know about the Kudangulam struggle. It's the people's struggle against the nuclear power plant, and it's been going on for many, many years, and it's been in its critical stage in the past 3 years. This book is her experience, but it also talks about the protest, the movement from a woman's point of view. As you all know, that protest was led by women, and she quotes that as Uday Kumar, Pushparayan, Mugilan, and Jay Suraj, and there are many leaders, but in this book, Sundari quotes that if women lead the struggle, then we can all follow, is what their leaders told them. And even before that, women of Idindakarai and all those villages around Idindakarai, they took up the struggle as their struggle because they thought the sea, the land they live in, the agricultural lands, are also critical for their families and for their children and for their generations to survive. And it is based on these natural resources that they can even imagine a dignified life where they can work and earn their livelihood. There are many, many things I can go on saying about this book because it's probably one of the first record of women's experiences in the prison in Tamil Nadu. It doesn't mean that women have not gone to prisons in Tamil Nadu. From the time of the national struggle, when the Communist Party was banned in this country, communist leaders have been sent to prison. During the national struggle, women heeding to Mahatma Gandhi's call went into prisons, like they went and filled the prisons. And there's always a difference when a man goes to a prison and when he comes out, and many, many men have written their prison notes in Tamil. Some of them are really popular books also. But despite so many women going into prisons for so many years, there are not many records that we have in public sphere about what happens to these women when they go into the prisons. And it is a very, very critical part of any kind of history writing, I feel, because it's much more complicated for a woman, because as a caregiver and as a person who's responsible for her family, she's expected to be expected to prioritize her family above everything else, which also in the practical sense is the only practical way, because I don't know if men would take care of the families and the children as well as the women would do. But despite that, and Sundari writes it in many places, and she says, when people say, you left your family and your children and you're coming and standing here and arguing with us, the police, and she says, why can't a woman fight for her right, for the right of her community? Yes, I love my children, I feel bad. Because every day when she writes about her days in the prison, she constantly thinks about what would be my children doing now. This is the time they have to get ready for the school. Only after sending them to the school, I eat breakfast, but here they're giving me breakfast now. It's always there in her mind, and she keeps going back to her family, but she very, very, very radically, in a very, very simple radically, in an everyday radicalness, she says, but I have chosen to fight for my village. I have chosen to stand with my community because the sea and this land, I'm fighting for it because my children have to live in a safe way. So Sundari's book, it's a first of its kind. It's a very, very interesting way of writing contemporary feminist history, I feel, though it is not written under any of these frameworks that we might be aware of or we might read or we might talk about. And I want to just finish off, because I think Sundari will be much more articulate and eloquent than me about talking about the struggle which she says here. I think what she writes in 4 lines about herself is probably, it sounded like a feminist manifesto of the grassroots or of the daily, I don't know. She says, she writes about every woman who went to the jail, Yel Pengal, the 7 women who went to jail, where she talks about Xavier, who's the best fighter of our village. She's very brave and she sings so well. And when she gives out the slogans, it's her voice that you hear separately every time. And she goes on to say what all Xavier has done, how she's been fighting from 89 in the struggle and everything. And in the jail, when there was no power, Xavier used to sing, and it's Xavier's voice which rings through those walls because it's really quiet when there's a power cut. That remains in my mind. So, like when women write about their experiences, they write about the food that's given there, the vegetables that are uncooked in the jail, the struggles they took for that, and the songs they sang. And she even mentions in one incident where another group of women or activists who come to prison, so they sing a different set of songs. So these women go and talk to them and write down their songs so that they can learn those songs and sing it in the prison. So she goes on to write about other people. Selvi, her close friend, who was also in the prison. I'm not going into the details. And Rosalind, who's a 63-year-old asthma patient who was arrested from a hospital, and she was kept in the prison, and then she was given conditional bail. When she was going to sign her conditional bail, in that period, she passed away. And she sees it as a sacrifice in the struggle only, even though she died when she was in conditional bail. The whole strain and the way they were treated in the prison, and her age, and the lack of treatment they didn't get in the jail prison is one of the things. And lastly, she writes about herself. Sundari, I'm just going to translate it roughly now. Sundari, I shouldn't write about myself, but I always told everywhere what I feel right in my mind. So I am doing this. I've always said this is right or this is wrong. Whatever I see in front of my eyes, if it's wrong, I say it's wrong in that place itself. So many people don't like me, but I don't care about that. I don't see caste, religion. I don't like people who see caste and religion. I don't see I don't like inequalities amongst human beings, and I don't like people creating such inequalities or considering these hierarchies. I don't like people who do injustice, and I don't like people who talk behind me. So that's how she gives her introduction to herself, and I think it's in a very, very, very deeply philosophical, I feel, when I read that, in a deeply philosophical nutshell. I think that's what feminism is all about. That's what writing women's lives, writing women who struggle, writing the lives of radical women is all about. So that's the book, and I don't know how many of you can read Tamil. Maybe somebody will translate this, and you should all read this, because this is contemporary feminist history, contemporary Tamil history, contemporary history of struggles. Thank you.
In Kudangalam and then Idindagare, we used to spend our days before this. And now we are very much involved in Nagapattinam area, so we couldn't go. And now I am 88, new projects I am not able to take it. So I have only a limited energy. Let me spend it for a cause. That is, the woman should have a proper house, a decent house to live. For that I appeal to you all, just to strengthen my hands, contributing. Each one 10 rupees, 100 rupees like that, to remove that houses. Why these people, everybody is having a big palace, but these people every year damaged by the natural calamities. So when I read this, then about the jail food, I want to say to you, I was also in jail so many times. In Trichy, and இருக்கணுன்றதுக்காக ஒரு சின்ன பாடையை கட்டி அதில் ஒரு கட்டி சோறு வச்சுட்டு வருவாங்க. அந்த சோத்து மேலே ஒரு பழைய அழுக்கு துணியை மேலே போட்டு வர்றது. அதை கொண்டு வந்தாக்கா நாங்கள் எடுத்து சாப்பிடலன்னாக்கா அந்த போலீஸ்காரன் கெட்ட பேச்செல்லாம் எங்களை பேசுவான். அப்போ இந்த பொம்பளைங்களாம் நாங்கள் பட்னியாவது இருப்போம் அந்த சோட கையில் நான் என்ன செய்கிறது, நான் எடுத்து சாப்பிட்றேன், நீங்களும் சாப்பிடுங்க, சாப்பிடலைனாலும் போலீஸ்காரன் திட்டுவான். அதனால் நான் போய் அந்த அழுக்கு துணியில் இருக்கிற சோத்தை எடுத்து வாயில் வைக்கும்போது ஒவ்வொன்றும் வாந்தி வரும். அதெல்லாம் அடக்கிட்டு அந்த பொம்பளையில் எத்தனை நாளைக்கு பட்னியாக இருக்க முடியும்? அந்த மாதிரி இந்த நிலத்துக்காக நாங்கள்லாம் திருச்சி ஜெயிலில் இந்த இதெல்லாம் அனுபவிச்சது எனக்கு படிக்கும்போது ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருந்தது. அதனால் இந்த புக்கு எழுதியிருக்கிறது எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். இந்த இடத்துல நான் வேலை செய்த அங்கே இடிந்தகரை, கூடங்குளம், களக்காடு செக்கி தேவர்னு ஒருத்தர், அவரை கையில் பிடிச்சிட்டு தான் ஓட்டமாக போய் ஜனங்களை இது பண்ணி நாங்கள் முதல்ல ஆரம்பித்தோம். இப்போ எனக்கு போகிறதுக்கு டைம் இல்லை, போக முடியல.
I would request